This guided meditation is to help see our own grids, our own personal grids, which are a copy of the New Earth grids. They exist at the same time. And to activate more aspects in full consciousness to fully anchor and embody these into our own grid. So if you'd like to close your eyes and take a few breaths. And invite your higher self energy, the inner essence of you, to come out before you. And when you can feel or sense or see this energy of you, set your intention to do this work today, or ask your higher self if it would be beneficial for you to do this activation. Ask your higher self if it would be beneficial for you to set up your own octahedron. And if it is a yes, invite a four-sided pyramid to come down, hovering from above, to come down past your head, your shoulders, your elbows, and stopping at the waist area. And when you're ready, allow an upside down four-sided pyramid to start coming up past your feet, your knees, your hips, and joining that top pyramid. And you'll now notice that you're either sitting or standing within your own octahedron. Ask your higher self if it would be beneficial to fill your octahedron up with the highest possible potential frequency for you. That might be sound, colour, tones, hertz frequencies, or all of the above. Check in with your higher self if it would be beneficial for you to now condense that octahedron down to a problematic area within your being. A sore back, a troubled womb, maybe just a chakra. You can speak to this area if you'd like to. Ask it to let you know what it needs from your human in order to bring balance. Or what the imbalance has been trying to tell you. Allow that octahedron to come back up to its full size. And check in with your higher self if it would be beneficial to set up a sphere around your octahedron so it was within, like a ball of light. Now check in with your higher self if it would be beneficial for you to travel over to where the new Earth grid is located. And allow yourself to move to that other dimension. From the center of our beings, we're made up of sacred geometry. Check in with your higher self if it's possible for you to see your own grid fully activated around you. Noticing the feelings or the color or the frequency of your own grid, the shapes, the geometry. Check in with your higher self if it would be beneficial for you to feel into, to see, to activate the other grids that are available, the other earth grids. Ask your higher self to bring in the crystals or the sentient beings, the information, the geometry of the crystals around the planet. What about water? The sacred geometry of our water, the water grids. Check in with your higher self if it would be beneficial for you to bring in the water grid, Earth's water grid. And Earth's land has a grid of its own too. Ask your higher self if it would be beneficial for you to bring in the sacred grid of our land. Now check in with the higher self if it would be beneficial for you to bring in the sacred grid of the sky. Check in with the higher self if it would be beneficial for you to bring in the sacred grid of the mountains, rocks and stones. And what about the trees and our plants, our flora? What about the grids of the sentient beings, our animals, our wildlife, our pets? Our bird life, our ocean life, our insects, our reptiles. Check in with the higher self if it would be beneficial for us to bring in the network, the grids of the sacred sites around the planet. And now all the pyramids as well. The network, the sacred grids of our pyramids. The networks and the grids of Earth's and countries' chakra systems. Any other grid systems or networks that feel right for you to bring in? Check in with your higher self whether it be beneficial for you to bring in the actual grid of humanity itself. and check in with your higher self if it would be beneficial for you to bring in the sacred and ancient wisdom, grid and network of our indigenous around the planet. And with all this sacred geometry and grids around us, you can choose, if you would like to activate, to fully activate your own personal grid, anchoring and embodying any or all of the other grids that are around you. If you haven't already done so, allow your heart to open up fully to receive. And now bring in your very own grid, the essence of you, everywhere you've been, everywhere you might like to go. All of the grid work that you've already done. And allow all of this energy to mesh and merge as one. You might like to turn this off now, stay in this space, feeling and into it, learning more from it. Or you may like to simply thank all of the energy that's there with you. And set your intention to head back to your own consciousness. thanking your higher self for all that assistance. And most of all, thanking the human for showing up for you. And it is done.